light at the barn. Excuse me. Well, hello, my friends. Welcome to the first vlog thing, roundup, whatever you want to call it, of the year. I've been working on this Chinese coal mine for a while now, and it's starting to take a bit of shape. But, really, the whole project doesn't come together in my mind until we've got it on scenery. And fun fact about this Chinese project is I'll never be able to ship the module, the scenery, to Australia for this project. But I have a feeling that I'm going to make the scenery anyways, simply for the channel. And, we'll probably throw it out after it's done. But, I think it's important for me to be able to build this scene in full with the scenery and all that jazz, so that the client can look at it the way I've got it built and then take his ideas from the pictures that I have with the models that I've built, hopefully giving him the best inspiration, the best tool to get this thing going. At the beginning of the video, you noticed a little bit of snow. Well, I live in Canada, Ontario, Canada, and over this holiday season, we were pounded with extreme cold and weather. And a little story that I shared in the live casts, but not to the broader community. My son and I actually found somebody in Windsor who was having a what do you call it? When you get too cold. Damn it. Hypothermia event. We're walking down the trail on the waterfront in Windsor, and we found some clothes all over the snow. I was like, what is going on here? And my son, it tripped my son out. He thought it was a murder. And we ended up calling the cops, and it ended up being a person who had hypothermia and was having an event, a psychological event. And we helped them, thankfully, or hopefully thankfully, and hopefully that person is getting what they need at the hospital. It's on. My legs! Hooray! Now, this past Sunday was the first time I had live streamed in a long time. I've been upgrading my computer, and it's nowhere near being finished. So what I did was build up a little Frankenstein computer in the meantime until I can afford all the upgrades that I want to do to this new PC. I want to do more than the average bear in these streams, and I want to have the best quality that I can have. And so that's just going to take time. I'm a patient guy, so we'll just let that go as it may. On a side note, I'm going to be going to Springfield at the end of this month, most likely. this is gonna put the upgrade back another month after that. So I forget what my point was. Oh yeah, so we were live streaming, and what did we do first? Oh yeah, it was the engine house. Now, the first live stream, the volume was way too low for my speaking, so that didn't really work. But we have the video was up, and what I did was I used these little mini magnets, 1/8 inch by 1.5 millimeters tall, and 1/8 inch in diameter, and they worked really well. I drilled them into the wall, embedded the magnets into the wall and into the structure itself, so that when I stick the wall onto the model, it stays there. Because I have the wall braced properly, it's never gonna warp, and well, hopefully it's never gonna warp, but it's you know, it's as secure that I can make it, and it's a pretty cool technique, and I totally credit Ken Patterson for that. Thanks, Ken. Okay, the kids think I'm being lazy and I'm not gonna go outside in the snow. Well, let's prove them wrong.
Is the camera on?
Yeah.
Wow. Wait, I gotta grab the sled.
Hello.
You're a good cameraman, Dill. Good thinking.
Chrissy, look at the camera.
Okay,
Hi.
I'm going back in.
Hi.
Bye-bye. Now, this coal loading, unloading facility project started way back probably in September or October. I took some video about it, but I really wasn't in the mood for sharing a lot of video, so we're sharing it now. Now, this is just a mock-up, really. I haven't been paid for this model in any way whatsoever, so what I'm doing here is basically testing out things with materials that are just I find around the house or out in a boot. I did that just for you. What this project started out as was a shipping tube for documents, using the table saw that my friend Sparky 107 bought me. Thank you, Sparky. We cut it up into equal parts and glued it all together to look like the picture that I have here. Now, the dimensions aren't perfect on everything on this model, and since this is a totally scratch-built mock-up, I feel free to go all out with all kinds of ideas and stuff like that. And, you know, you might think that's a bunch of wasted time doing these things, but you know what? If you don't experiment and walk on the wild side once in a while in your life, you ain't gonna get anywhere, Jack. We cut this up on the table saw Sparky got us, glued them together, put painter's tape on glued the back on. Of course, painter tape ain't gonna make it anywhere. Would have preferred masking tape, but you know, in the end, I glued it down. That's gonna make it stick in the long run. Next, we spray painted it tan, camo tan, with the spray paint can. The next step was to add the shop concrete gray and cover that with the silt that we made last year in our video, ground cover sand. It's working out fantastically, and You know what? We're really close to making the towers full show. Here's how it stands today. And now this is a finished part of the model that goes on the top. We have to add the second window. There's a flat spot on either side. I'm judging we don't know I don't know if we really need to do that to get what we want done. There's a little structure that needs to be built that goes out here, but it's still modular. We can still throw this out and start over with the towers if need be. So I'm working on the texture right now. Next step will be to add a few layers of scenic glue so that everything's really secure when I start jabbing at it with knives and stuff like that. The color is basically to show me where the divides are. They're going to be chipped away a little bit and weathered in separate ways too. I painted it earlier on the live stream, getting an idea of how I did things, and you know, I ended up covering it all up with the dirt, and that's just par for the course with modeling in this shop. You know, sometimes you just paint something in there just to see what it's going to look like and use the wrong color like I did. Thanks again, Spark. This project's coming along great, and I'm really happy with it. And there are some really intricate and hard parts coming up on it. Specifically, the spouts, the coal drops, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how I'm gonna do those, and I have the stands that the tower is gonna sit on itself. So to build. So that's where we are. The first week of January 2018. I want to thank you for watching this video. Excuse me. If you know, if you want to contribute to these videos, it's easier to make these things when I don't have to struggle to get the materials for the videos. When you contribute to these videos, I am actively buying products in the background to be able to constantly churn out videos. This is a passion of mine, and you're not funding my life, you're funding a passion that I am sharing with the community. So if you want to become part of that, patreon.com/Ron Perry or streamlabs.com/ oh, it's at the end of the video. It's probably right there right now. Come on. And pretty soon we're gonna have the credits of all these exceptional patrons on Patreon. Blah, 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 blah. These guys are really cool. You know, one of these days, I'm gonna blow them all a kiss. See you. Thanks for watching. Cheers.